All right, this is where we left off last time, and I was going to show you what it looks like to a student who's joined the course. So if you'll remember, you may or may not remember, I showed you this access code, and you'll see it's interesting how it shows up on several of the pages. So the access code is the code that you would give the student. So what I did was I went in and I signed up as a student, and the very first thing it asks for is the access code. And I copied and pasted that into the window. Then I added my name and I added a user name and a password. It does not force the students to enter an email address. They can if they want to, but it just asks them to create a username. And then it registers them and they go directly in. Now, once they do that, it looks like this. So I'm a student in the course that we just talked about, and you can see there's no recent activity because I haven't posted anything. So course dashboard, I want to show you something. You can see English 6 section 2. So if they go to course dashboard, all of their courses are going to show up here. And the other thing that's going to show up here, so that means that not just my class, but your class, all the classes that they have connected to are going to show up in these nice little squares all the way down. And then here in this column, as long as you have remembered to put in a due date, as long as you remember to put in a due date, it's going to show up here in this column. And they can even click calendar, and that will bring up an entire calendar, which will show them all the different things that are due. And of course, my assignment is due June 1st, so it's not going to be on there. But you can see it, oh, June 2nd. My goodness, why does it say June 2nd? Let's find out, shall we? Now, you may have remembered from an earlier thing where I said that the very first thing you do is change your setting. And one of the most important things you need to change is your time zone. So you can see this student has not changed their time zone. So they think the assignment is due on Sunday, June 2nd at 3:59 a.m. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change their settings for them because I'm nice like that. I'm going to go down here to time zone, and you can see it says Africa, like I told you it would. And go here, sorry, I needed to pull it back, and find what I need. Here it is, America, New York. And I'm going to click there. And remember, save changes. So I've saved my changes. Now I'm going to go back to Schoology because that's sometimes the quickest way to do it. Aha, there we go. Saturday, June 1st at 11:59 p.m. Now that's right. That's where it should be. Go back up here to course dashboard. And the English course shows up. So I'm going to click on it. Now, you can see their page looks a lot like my page, but you can see quarter 2 is missing. If you remember, I told you that quarter 2 was unpublished. So when they look at it, all they see is documents in this quarter 1. Now, documents doesn't have an arrow because we didn't put anything in it. So there, even if I open it, it's going to say this folder is empty. So I can use this arrow to go back. Now I can look at quarter 1, however, and you can see the upcoming folders. The list is here. Again, on most of the pages, it's always going to be here. I click quarter 1, and there's the assignment. All right. So now let me open it and see what happens. Do 6-1, read chapters 7 through 8 of GE and complete the attached questions. So I can click here and open the questions. And if I click here, generally it'll download and I can open it separately. If I click here, it'll open within the window. I can also write a comment to my teacher. Hi, this is your student. Or maybe I have a question. And click post. I have a question. Oh, now I want to submit my assignment. So I click submit assignment. I have several ways I can do it. I can click here and upload a file, much as I did before. I can add a comment to that. I can click here and create. Now I can type directly into this box, and you can see my options are save draft if I want to come back in later and work on it, or submit, or cancel if I don't want to do it at all. And once the teacher submits the grade, it'll show up right here. So let's submit an assignment. We'll see if we can see what this looks like. I'm curious to see if it will let me be logged into two things at the same time. So I'm going to upload it, and actually I'm just going to upload the same thing. There it is, and I'll edit the details. Yes, they are. If you'll remember, dogs are cute. Yes, they are. I'm going to hit submit. Now look, you can see that the student can see it. So if you have a student say, I don't know if it was submitted, it tells them assignment submitted, and it tells them that it was on time. If it's late, the word late is in red. So it tells them it was submitted as on time. They can even resubmit the assignment, and it will start to name it. Revision 1, Revision 2, Revision 3, so that I can tell it's an additional thing has been submitted. And the latest version is always the one that pops up first. I have to go in and choose to see the others. All right, so that's what I've done. Let's go here. Let's see if it's shown up here. Now, I think when I reload this, it's probably going to log me out. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. So it logged me out and put me in as the student. Let's go back and let's log out of this and log back in as the teacher so that we can see what it looks like from your end. So now I'm myself again, and you can see a couple of things. I have a reminder. It says I have one ungraded assignment submission. So it tells me immediately that someone has submitted something. And if I hover over it, well, actually I'm going to click it, and it opens it up, and it tells me it was this assignment that it was submitted in. I had one that was submitted. And if I hover over it, it tells me what course it was submitted in. Just interesting, but I can click on it, and here we go. I can see her submission, her comment, and I can see her submission. So I can click on this. And you can see it's called Yes, They Are. That's what she called it. It tells me when it was submitted. It tells me that it's on time. It's loading the document for me. Once it loads the document, it gives me all kinds of ways to make comments. I can download it. I can print it. I can make comments on it, strike through, highlight, whatever I want to do. I can add a comment here, and ultimately, I can put a grade up here. So I can say, no, this is a 60. Now close it, and you can see that it is no longer needs grading, and it's marked on time. I'm going to log out of my account. I know this back and forth thing can be annoying, and I'm going to go back in as my student self. Wants me to put in my school. Oops. All right. So I have a notification. Oh, look, it tells me that a grade was posted. I can click on that. There's my grade, 60 out of 100. And if I click there, then the teacher might have put in a comment. I didn't know. All right. So I could also resubmit the assignment if I want to. All right. So that is seeing an assignment, creating an assignment, and submitting an assignment.